After a month of waiting, Apple has just released the public beta of iOS 27, complete with the new version of Siri AI. Here are the first things you should do and what you should know before you upgrade to that beta. Real quick, if you want to keep up to date with all the latest Apple news and reviews, hit that subscribe button. As I said, the beta of iOS 27 is available now for you to download on your iPhone or your iPad, as well as other devices. Now, Apple had promised this would be coming out in July, and it stuck to that deadline, just like it has in years past. So I'm going to tell you a couple things first that you should know before you upgrade, and then once you do, several of the things that you have to do out of the gate. Let's get into it. Now, as a general reminder, this still is a beta. There will be bugs, performance issues, and other things that may come up. So if you update to this, update with caution, knowing that these things could happen to you. So make sure your data is backed up if you can, and just be aware. Be aware that things can happen during a beta. I would also urge anyone who has been using the developer beta to not just immediately jump ship to the public beta, anticipating a smoother ride. See, the public beta is usually just based around the preceding developer beta. So we got the beta 3 of iOS 27 last week for developers, and now we're getting the public beta. It's likely just going to be almost the exact build as that one, if not the same build. So really, the public beta is just a day or more later than the developer one. The reason for this is usually developer beta is meant for development devices. So as Apple rolls it out, if there are any massive bugs, it can catch them while it's on developer testing devices before it rolls out to the public and they put it on their daily drivers. So if you want to be more cautious, use the public beta, but don't go from developer beta to the public anticipating that it's going to be smoother and more reliable out of the gate. Lastly, be patient upgrading to the new version of Siri. Apple has a waitlist thing going on with Siri, as well as once you actually get it, your phone could be indexing for hours, even days, depending on how much content you have on your phone. So be patient. I also did a whole other video breaking down how you can see your progress for how long you've been indexing. So check that out if you're curious, if you've been waiting a while and you want to know how long till it's done. You can notice performance issues while it is indexing, but it's largely going to try to do all of that indexing stuff while it's sitting on the charger. So keep your phone charged, keep it on the charger longer, hopefully get that indexing done faster. With that said, now that your phone is upgraded to iOS 27, here are the things that you should absolutely do first, coming from someone who's been using it for more than a month. First things first, based on the feedback from all of you, go dial in your preferences for liquid glass. Apple has added a slider with iOS 27, so you can choose exactly how much liquid glass you want. By going to Settings, Appearance, and then Liquid Glass, you can adjust the slider from more clear to more, opaque. You can just really get exactly how much you want. Personally, I like it more clear, so I go all the way there to the left, but you can also go more to the right if you want it, more tinted, more opaque. You don't want as much transparency going on. I still see people complaining about liquid glass, saying, oh, I haven't even upgraded to iOS 26 because I just hate the look of liquid glass. That's okay. Apple's going to make it easier for you with iOS 27 to get you more of a tinted look that looks a lot more like what it used to look like. Of course, you have to test out the new version of Siri, and this kind of goes across the board. I mean, there's the new Siri AI on Apple Watch with watchOS 27. There's the new Siri AI on your iPhone. There's the dedicated Siri app across all of these devices and platforms, so you can use the Siri app on your Apple Watch, your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac. Even in CarPlay, there is a Siri app now. So definitely get accustomed to using that. There's a lot of cool little tricks you can do, like using it in slide over or split view on your iPad. You can also obviously keep it open and pinned on your Mac when you're using your Mac. It's really handy inside of CarPlay to go back to previous conversations that you were having, which can be relevant for things like getting navigation if you were looking something up, and you can kind of follow through on that. There's a whole lot of stuff that you can do with it. Personally, I found it just a little challenging right now during the beta to figure out everything that it can do, because it's really powerful, especially when you go even further and tie it into shortcuts that you can now use AI to describe what you want to automate. There's just a ton to go along with it, and it can be overwhelming. So spend some time, look through it, watch videos like this, and get some ideas. Personally, one of the things that I found really helpful was my kids' school sent out like a calendar. It was a PDF of all the days that they had closed for holidays, in service, and all these other random things going on that the school was closed for. And normally I would have to go through the calendar and add all these in one by one, but I just invoked Siri and said, hey, can you take a look at this and add all of these days as my kids' school is being closed on my personal calendar or on the family calendar? And it did it, like in a minute. It was amazing. It was so fast, so easy, and saved me so much time. So that is just one thing that I found that was super helpful with the new version of Siri, but you're gonna find it is a lot more reliable, a lot easier to use. You can have back and forth conversations, just unlock a lot of stuff. So dig into it, get your feet wet, and let me know your favorite ideas that you can use Siri AI for down below in the comments, because like I said, it's overwhelming, and I'm still learning new things that Siri can do now that I'm actually using it because it's so much more reliable. So share your ideas down below. Help me help others. Let's find out what Siri can do now. Let's talk about photos. This is technically another AI type feature, but it's really cool, and even if you're not using it like off the rip, I think it is worth checking out. So if you go into photos and then go to edit one of your photos, Apple has two new AI tools available. There is spatial reframing as well as extending your photos. This is kind of cool to go back and look at old photos that maybe you took and you're like, oh, this would be really neat if it was a little bit wider, or if I reframed it this way. You can add like 25% more in any direction using that new extend option. And here's a cool fun fact, it even works on your lock screen. So if you have a cool photo you want to use on your lock screen, but it maybe is kind of getting in the way of like the text or something at the top, you can use that extend feature directly from the lock screen, editing tools to extend that photo up and make it just perfect for your lock screen or wallpaper. The spatial reframing is also really neat too, even just to play around with. The fact that you can change that angle from a photo after taking it, amazing. Here's another unsung hero that I do not hear enough people talking about, and that's the ability to make your own wallet passes. Have you ever had a store that didn't let you store your loyalty card in Apple Wallet? Right? Like some apps or some retailers like let you just put it in the Apple Wallet, and then others don't. They make you hop into their app and use like a QR code or a barcode from there, or they give you like a physical card that you then have to like bring with you. No, we're not doing that with iOS 27, because when you go into the wallet and hit the plus button, you can add a pass and create your own. It's really easy to do. Apple has made passes way more rich and just beautiful and more informative with iOS 27, and you're going to see a lot of passes getting updated, especially for like concerts and venues and things like that, as well as airlines. But to me, the biggest thing is just how easy it is now to create passes using loyalty cards and stuff that you already have. So if you've been hanging on to something like, I just got this Big Lots card, great. I can now scan the barcode and add it into the wallet app. Very super easy to do. This is such a convenient feature. You have to try it out and let me know which ones you've added. Another thing I'd suggest that you try is if you are also beta testing AirPods software. So you can enable the AirPods beta from within the AirPods settings. And I did a whole video on what is new with AirPods, but I think the one feature a lot of people were excited for is the customizable EQ. You can now go ahead and dial in the audio quality to exactly what you want. More bass, more treble. You can adjust that. So if you are testing the beta software for AirPods Pro, definitely go in there and tune those to your liking and see how much of a difference it makes. This has been a feature that has been requested for a very, very long time as well. So I know a lot of people are going to be excited to go in there and tune their AirPods. Finally, enjoy the little things. One of my favorite parts with iOS 27 has been discovering new features the more that I use it. It's almost like building a Lego set, and I don't want to tell you everything because I kind of want you to discover things on your own as you go through the process, but I'll spoil some of the bigger ones here that I think are still delightful. A lot of stuff is faster. Like rebooting your phone is faster. AirDrop is so much faster. Like everything you do on your phone is quicker now, and it's really nice. You can also organize your tabs in Safari. Very, very handy. And you can create your own extensions just by describing them, and they sync across your iPhone, iPad, and Mac. Another really cool little thing to do just to kind of dig into. And what about when you are copying something and you want to share it with somebody? This is so cool. Like if I'm here on Twitter and I want to share one of my posts to somebody, I can just copy it and then I go back over to the Messages app or any app that has the keyboard. The first thing right there, paste from clipboard. So handy to do, really quick and easy. Those are the little things about iOS 27 that I love. Now, iOS 27, there's been bugs, right? I've noticed times where keyboards haven't popped up and Siri sometimes doesn't answer right away, but we're in that beta phase. Right now, this is probably the most impressed I've been with an early beta. It is super reliable, fast, snappy, and I'm loving all the new features. There may be not as many like super big features, but the performance updates are real, and the hundreds of little features are very appreciated, at least by me. Let me know your favorite new feature, your favorite uses for Siri AI, and more down below in the comments. Otherwise, follow for more Apple news, including deep dives on all of Apple's new software.